you got to get this book. It's called Pendulum. I'm going to tell you the short version of this. It's done by a great friend of mine, Michael Drew. Imagine a pendulum and a ball and string. Back in 1960s and 70s, it was all make love, not war. It was a we society. Agree? In the late 80s, everyone was like doing coke in the bathrooms and stuff. It became a me society, where everyone's like getting me. At the early 2000s, it became a Reid'S society. And everyone started taking to the point where everything economic collapsed on itself because everyone was so self-centered. Well, according to the pendulum, everything is swung back, and we're at the late 60s and 70s. That's why people aren't following gurus anymore. That's why people are following movements. And people do more for a cause than they're going to do for another person. They'll do more for a cause than they'll do for money. If I came and said, give me $10,000 and let me shoot you in the chest, AK, would you take it? Of course not. But if a gunman came in here and pointed a gun at a small kid in the corner, he might throw himself in front of that bullet. People do more for a cause than they'll ever do for money. And this book is almost like a crystal ball to show you where the movement's going. Because, okay, you're going to make me walk all the way. There's a path that one way back there for me. Now, moving forward, we right now are doing the greatest project probably in the history of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Understand this. The foundation has never had a New York Times bestselling book. You know that? They've never had a New York Times bestseller. You know why? No, actually they sold more books than any other book, but the challenge was they started selling them 5 years before they started keeping track of the New York Times. So, the Napoleon Hill Foundation went in the back archives and they asked me to do a follow-up book, one that I think is going to be probably the greatest best-selling book in the history of the Foundation's work. It's called Thank You, Reid'S, Stickability. Because after we did 3 Feet from Goal, people kept saying, that's great, these are warm, fuzzy stories, but how do you not quit? How do you gain stickability? What do you got to do to persevere? And I got to sit down with amazing human beings. The gentleman who started the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Peter Diamandis, who started the X Prize and changed space exploration as we know it. I got to sit down and go knees to knees with some amazing human beings. And the first person I interviewed was a gentleman named Marty Cooper. You guys know him? No, but you know what he invented. You're using it right now. Have you ever heard something called a cellular phone? I got to sit down with a guy who invented the cellular phone. And I said, Marty, what does stickability mean to you? You know what he said? Stickability has to be parallel with another word called flexibility. He says, if you're not willing to adapt, if you're not willing to adjust, if you're not willing to go with the punches, you'll end up being stuck. And he told a story about a spider monkey. He said a spider monkey in the rainforest is the most quick, nimble creature in the world. You can't harpoon it, spear it, catch it, it's just too quick. But one hunter came up with a solution. They took a giant heavy log and drilled a tiny hole inside. He left that log at the base of the jungle and dropped a peanut in there. The monkey would smell it from the treetop and come out of the treetop. He'd come down and reach his hand inside that little hole and grab a hold of a nut. His fist would become so big he couldn't pull it back out and become anchored to that log. Now all that monkey's got to do is let go, pull his hand out, and live to fight another day. But that monkey thinks that nut's saving him. It's nutrition. Well, here's the bottom line. Right now, are you holding on to your own nut? But it's in the shape of a relationship, car, guilt, remorse, job. And the realities are, is it leading to your demise right now? The realities are, the choice is up to us. The choice is up to us. And from there, I remember sitting down. You guys ever heard of Ron Klein? No, but you know what he invented. Especially my wife. Have you ever heard of the credit card and magnetic strip? And the coolest thing about this, you guys want to know how that works, by the way? Back in the day, not really? Want to move on? You guys want to know how that works? Yeah! You're gonna know, trust me, as soon as I tell you this, you're going to tell this to everyone you know, so you're going to want to know this, okay? So the whole idea of the credit card magnetic strip worked like this. Back in the day at Macy's, if you go there and you buy something, they had a big giant book of numbers, and you get a credit card with raised and embossed letters. Well, the person at the counter would take that card and they'd look against this paper and see if your name or your number was on there. If it wasn't, you're clean, good to go, and you can leave with your dishes or pots and pans. Well, Ron Klein said, I know I can come up with a better solution. And back in the day, in the late 60s, the reel-to-reel tapes were out, right? And he said, what if I took a little piece of that strip and put it on the back and impregnated it, and I would just put the number on there. That's why when you put your card into the ATM machine, you have to pull it out real quick, because it's mimicking the speed of a real